welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Misery with us today. They can say their names and what they do in the band.
Gabe, vocals.
I'm Mikey. I play guitar.
There we go. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on. I want to give a shout out to Haley. She's the one who set this up, so shouts to her. But the first question, guys, I'm sure you get asked this a lot. How did Misery start out? You know, what's the origin story of Misery, pretty much?
So,
Go ahead, Mikey.
The origin story is kind of it's a little long, but I'll try to sum it up.
You can take as much time as you want, Mikey.
All right, awesome. Pretty much, we used to be named Misery Loves Company.
Okay.
And, so we had some scuffles and stuff we had to figure out, and we ended up departing from our old singer. So after all of that, and I think we were together for about 4 years.
Okay.
Gabe came around on social media, disappeared, and me and him met years ago, probably like 10 years ago, in our very first bands we ever had. And so he came back around on social media, and we hit him up to try out. And I wish people could hear the tryout song, because he did one of those songs from the old band.
Yeah.
And better than it ever could have sounded. It was great. And so we started this, and then we had some stuff with the old singer that we had to make an agreement on. And neither one of us were willing to give each other the name of the band and all that stuff. So we were like, you know what? None of us can take it. None of us, whatever. It's fine. So we rebranded, named ourselves Misery with the exclamation point and all, and started going. It's a new band. Everybody keeps asking if we're going to play those songs. No, we're not. This is essentially a brand new band, but just to sum it up for like the fans that have carried over and have stuck with us, they know. So I might as well tell the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and Gabe, how was obviously Mikey hitting you up? I'm sure that was very cool. How did you kind of get started with doing vocals and stuff? Because I can imagine that's been quite a journey as well.
Well, me and Mikey, like he said, about 10 years ago, we had a band. It was called Seconds in Solitude. We had a thing that we were doing. Him and I both did vocals. He would do like the screamy stuff. I did more of like the clean.
we were like, "What was me?"
Yeah, we were like a "what was me" type deal. And I ended up leaving for 8 years. After that, I moved to Vegas. I like kind of settled down, did my thing. I was off of social media for about 8 years, man. No joke. So I came back down to Jersey, and I was trying so hard to like figure out my password. I had to send my face, my driver's license, all kinds of stuff. I didn't get my shit back till like a good, 4 months. And then as soon as it comes up, he's the first one to like, Gabe, I got something to tell you. Hit me up right now. I was like, all right, dude, cool, let's do this. And then he just said, hey, just send me a video of you singing, like, just something random, and I haven't sang in, quite a bit. I always sang in my car and things like that, but, not in front of people or as a professional,
Yeah.
And, he hits me up and he's just like, all right, cool. Like, and then maybe a week later, he's like, so how do you want to try out for this? And I was like, what? He goes, here's the song, here's the lyrics, just do this. All right, dude, cool. So I ended up going with Joe, which is our bassist, and going out to Ricky's house, and I just tried out the song, did my thing, and left it where it was, and let the bricks lie where they lie. You know what I mean? And it just went there it just went up from there. But I've never been on tour. I'm like a complete fetus when it comes to everything, man.
There was a couple times we chatted in the past when we were touring as Misery Loves Company and all that, where I tried really hard to bring him in and get him on like guitar, because I was the only guitarist. I was like, me and the vocalist, we started it together, and so we did the EP and stuff. So we were really iffy about who we wanted in this band, and we cared about it, and especially like what we stood for, trying to bring emo back and stuff like that, and modernize it. So I talked to him a couple times, like, yo, try on guitar. I really want you on guitar, because then you can sing and help us sound really good live. Like, so it was trying the few times that we spoke over those years. And then finally getting him here now, it's great.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you obviously have gotten to that point where everything kind of aligned, in this magical way that, we call music.
I've never been happier in a band in my life. The past, since 2016 has been miserable.
Well,
we won't go into
detail. Misery.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Well, there we go. Well, I'm glad, obviously, the bad stuff is beyond you guys. I had a chance to check out some of the stuff on YouTube, and I was like, man, these guys, quintessential emo stuff. So I was really stoked. So, again, shouts to Haley. But For me personally, I always love hearing stories about this sort of stuff, despite some of the bad shit that happens, but like just the overall story of like putting a band together.
My favorite bands. I love knowing the stories.
It's just weird, I might be like super nerdy about it, it just might be a part of my life, but like I really enjoy that. So I appreciate you guys sharing it, all the goods and the bads. So, but the next question, guys, another question I'm sure you get asked a lot as well is, who are you influenced by? Who kind of got you started out, either doing vocals or obviously playing guitar, and then who influences your stuff more currently and maybe makes its way into what Misery sounds like right now?
I would say, for me at least, my chem was a very, very, very big influence on me when it came to what kind of music I was really into. Mm-hmm. Also, like the 80s and stuff. My first concert ever was Def Leppard.
Very cool.
Watching that at like 12 years old, 10 years old, whatever I was, I want to do that for a living immediately. And then like I got my first guitar around the same time, and it was Bullet for My Valentine, My Chem, The Used, all those guys made me want to keep getting better and better. And then with like vocals, it was like Asking Alexandria. Like he said, I started out doing vocals in my music career, so it was a lot of that, and a lot of the 80s mentality, like how that was at the time, and just really wanting to be a part of this life because that's where I feel comfortable.
For me, it's a little bit complicated. I have both my parents are church pastors and stuff, so like my music started with AFI, and that CD got thrown out a couple times, and I kept buying it over and over, So it started with like AFI, and my cousin, she used to listen to a lot of NSYNC and Mark Anthony and things like that,
okay,
and
yeah.
As far as like vocally, like that's what I started learning, just kind of mimicking certain things here and there. But my grandfather also, he was in almost like a mariachi band, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so there was always like some kind of music thing around me. But I didn't get really heavy into a lot of stuff until I want to say like 16, 17. So I started with AFI, then it was Taking Back Sunday, from first to last, The Used, then came My Chem kind of like later on. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty well rounded. My favorite though is NSYNC though. I ain't gonna lie. I like the boy band stuff, man. I as far as like how vocals are and things like that, I enjoy it. But that's pretty much.
When it comes to music like that, it's like me and Gabe have like the most diverse listening patterns. Like I can go from Dion and the Belmonts in the 50s to like 70s or 80s, and then NSYNC with him, or even like Mario and Neo and stuff like that from like the early 2000s R&B.
And Ray J.
Yeah, Ray J. Yeah, I did definitely notice that, which I really appreciated, because like again, I'm a 90s baby, so I totally understand like that ideology in seeing Backstreet Boys, all that sort of stuff. Like it doesn't feel like you guys are like actively trying to do it, but in my head I'm like, I can hear kind of like the different melodies and the different like musical structures that I'm like, okay, this could definitely, like, they definitely took some inspiration from 90s pop, which again, very much appreciative.
I think that's like our song. I don't know, you probably haven't heard it yet, but it's going to be on the album. It's called Clover.
Okay.
It's got that really good early 2000s R&B hip hop kind of melody to it. It's awesome. I love how Gabe executed that and used his voice in that way. And like same thing with like The Used. One of the biggest things I was adamant adding on, they have like the laughing in the background, the weird noises, stuff like that. So we try to incorporate a lot of those type of things because no one does it anymore.
Oh no, 100%. I think that's what like caught my ear, was just like that mix of like, again, like that emo kind of musicality to it, but also again there's like a little pop in there. There's like obviously rock and like that sort of influence along with that. And it just feels like a nice blend of all of those three things, and those are things that I love and grew up listening to. So like I have a strong affinity towards it, and I just felt like, man, this was like, how did I not know about this band? Because usually I'm usually up to date with that sort of stuff, and so I was again very lucky to stumble upon you guys and be like, yeah, this is good. So go check out Misery, guys. You already know. I'll leave links in the description. But speaking about you guys, for people who aren't familiar with you, haven't checked out Misery before, and are watching this interview and are like, hey, I like these guys, I like the influences, what song would you recommend to a new listener that hasn't heard of your band, like just like first song, pretty much?
Oh, well, to be honest, the both singles that we have, which is A Sunny Place for Shady People and Everything Is Fine, they're they're different characters and different vibes.
Okay.
It all depends on your mood, or it depends on what you're really into. Because if you're into more of like the heavy screamo stuff and kind of like a lot of repetitive things, then I would say everything's fine. But if you're more into like easy listening and like, you know, kind of a flowy thing, then I would say A Sunny Place for Shady People. But they both have their own like character, you know, and they're very well rounded in all aspects.
Yeah, kind of the whole album is like that. I would agree with the singles, but when it comes to the album, I think we all have different favorites. Like
Yes.
for me, one of my biggest, like something I just connect with really well is the song "Hope," and
Mm-hmm.
that'll be the last track on our record. That was kind of written right in the studio as our last song. Like we need a song, so me and the producer Ricky, when we were talking, I told him like one of my dreams was to write one of those anthem feeling, feel good songs, like lighter in the air type feel, and he was like, "Well, what do you want to make it about? Let's see if we can." Because Gabe was singing his heart out constantly in another room, so I was like,
"Oh, well, dude, I was in
another room." See, I was like, we were like, let's see if we could get a foundation for Gabe to start building off lyrically. Sure. I was like, well, as of right now, I kind of want to make it about us. Like I just kind of hope this works out, and that ended up being like one of the lines in the chorus, and then Gabe went on from there, and it's all about just like. Not just me, but all of us telling each other like we really want this, and we want it for each other. We want it to work out for us. Like nothing could be more perfect than right now, and nothing could make us feel any better in life. Like especially through COVID, it's taken a toll. We were on live last night on Instagram, and I was telling everybody like I've been in a rut. I used to post so much more, and then COVID kind of just like kept me in my bed doing.
I feel that,
just like not doing anything in life, just being really lazy and stuff like that. So I'm trying to step back out and get back to me again. So that song's kind of about all of that, like just becoming happy and getting over, like we're not about the emo as it used to be, being sad and depressed. Like yes, we all are, we all got problems, we all have issues we're all trying to overcome, but we're also showing like the light side of it, that you can come out the other side, and we have
there's
we're trying to do that,
like a beautiful side of evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful side of evil, like almost like a double-edged sword. Like you can't lose, you have to lose something to gain something, kind of deal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's almost like an equal balance, you know. And the song that he's talking about is Mikey loves this song. This is his thing, you know. But you know, more so that song is literally for everybody, you know. Like just to hold on to everything and to just keep on moving forward no matter what happens, no matter what bad things happen, even if it's, you know, like something terrible. It shapes you into who you are if you can overcome the stuff. You know what I mean? So like back to what Mike was saying about how we write the music and how everything is, we sing about the depression and the mental state and the mental things that people go through, but we try to incorporate a solution to that, you know, like a brighter side of things, and always a brighter side of things, but we put it in a dark, twisted way.
Yeah, no.
In a sense.
I totally get it. Like, there's this cool dichotomy of what you guys do. Like, definitely remind me of bands, and I couldn't remember it earlier, but now I remember it because my brain's working. But, like, you definitely remind me of, like, old Alisana, which is funny because obviously Mike's a part of Revival, but, or Sean, I mean. But I was like, man, they, like, if they're not, like, pulling from Alisana and, like, My Chem and those sorts of artists, I would be very surprised by that. But, like, I felt like you guys have this good aspect of, you know, again, taking something that is, like, seemingly dark and, like, obviously, you know, in that sort of sense of rut, and really trying to, you know, showcase it in a different way, and obviously showing people that there's, you know, there's a way out of it. I think that that's great, and anytime that I have the opportunity to kind of share something like that is always a really good thing. So I appreciate you guys for sharing that, and I'm obviously very excited for the new record. They're gonna have to send that over to me, you know, soon, hopefully. But
we got you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you. You gotta check it out.
How was working with Ricky? Obviously, shouts to him. Hawk is great. If you guys haven't checked out Hawk, you need to go check out Hawk.
Yeah, you do.
How was that? How long was the writing process? Did you guys start that pre-COVID, or how long has it been in the works per se?
So when it came to working with Ricky, I wouldn't say that it was funny. It's the story. This all the stuff is happened funny. We get to the studio. We get to okay. So everything's fine. We had for about a year, right? We had that for about a year. And that was literally that was the first song that we wrote together as a band.
Very
Okay.
cool.
So then when we went back to do the EP, believe it or not, it turned into like almost like a therapy session with all of us.
Yeah.
And we weren't even really writing anything. Once a week went by, we're like, oh shit, we got another 5 songs to write. It was grind time, man. And we were just like, we're gonna bang these out. We're gonna do this. So when he was talking about, I was singing in another room. I was in another room, maybe like 5 feet away, going nuts in there with the track that we had started with. And then by the time I get back in another room, there's another track being played. And he's like, sing these lines. We're gonna sing these lines. We're gonna do that. Get your ass back in there. And then I run back, dude. I was going like this. I was like feeding Gonzalez, man, just back and forth. But as far as writing with Ricky and how he is and just he bought a lot of different things out of me personally. There was a lot of things that as the vocalist I didn't even know I could do. You know what I mean? And
That's
that
awesome.
I didn't know that I was capable of. So Ricky bought a lot of things out of me. I love you, Ricky. Just saying in case he hears this. You know, he bought a lot of stuff out of all of us.
Yeah.
I want to say. Go ahead, Mike.
There was a lot of things that like I wasn't aware of. I taught myself guitar, never
very
taken
cool.
or anything like that. And so him sitting down and like showing me more of like the theory side of things and like how people who've taken lessons look at it and like look at the guitar neck and all the stuff, showing me those things like really opened my eyes to a lot of things. So like the normal stuff I would write, okay, let me try adding that now and doing this or whatever. And me and him really wrote a lot of stuff together and worked on passing the guitar back and forth. What sounds better? What can I add? What can you add? Like stuff like that. It was great. Mm-hmm. And then we also had for me specifically, I think me and Ricky probably had like 3 one-on-ones where it was just us in a room. And
very cool.
Did not do anything music. We were just
talking.
The computer on pause and just talked. And like not even about music, just our own stuff going on in life. And like I feel like we got closer to him as a friend, and because like working with Ricky, like for me, for example, he was in This or the Apocalypse, and in Jersey
we played with that a long time ago.
Yeah, and in Jersey they were like that big band everybody wanted to see. They were always playing, especially close to us because they're from Lancaster, and so I always knew the name, always heard of him. Me and Gabe played a show with him years ago. And so a couple of my friends went, when he started recording, a couple of my friends went to him and started recording with him. So I was always hearing stories, always wanting to do it, always wanting to work with Ricky and stuff like that, get to know the guy on a personal level, stuff like that. And we finally did. And it was just like, it was kind of surreal at the same time, but it was just like probably one of the most eye-opening experiences in my music career and in my life. Like, I couldn't recommend anyone better that I've at least who I've worked with so far.
And absolutely with Ricky, he's so honest too. Like, such an honest guy. Like he'll tell you, nah, that's not good, man. Don't do that. You know, like he'll be honest. He won't be like, yeah, just go ahead.
Even if somebody has like an ego issue, he'll stomp it out real quick. He'll tell you like, no, chill out, dude. Like, and talk to you, and not let somebody get more above themselves than they need to be. Keep you level-headed. And he's willing to work with you and put his 2 cents in there to try to get you to a better spot. And he was even getting getting us on FaceTime calls with people like in the music industry.
That's awesome.
Spencer called him the one time we were talking to him, and he was telling us like what he thought about the songs, what he thought, like maybe we should change this or something. It was great. It was one of the best.
I only got to talk to the voice actor. Because like during the studio time, I'm always doing like random voices all the time. So like I'm always like, in a world where one man. Like, I'm always doing that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
And he's like, oh dude, I gotta introduce you to somebody. You know, and there's a voice actor. He's like, you should start doing this because like I love doing voices.
Yeah.
So like he introduced us to a lot of his friends too, and it just kind of made us feel like we were all like one big family kind of.
That's
awesome. You know what I mean? He made us feel very comfortable. You know. We were buying him coffee, we were getting dinner and stuff like that. He made us food at one time. It was great. Like he's such a great dude. He's such a sweetheart too. And we kind of go there. We like Ricky, but we like Starks too. Starks is his dog.
Oh yeah, his dog is amazing. You walk in the front door, his dog. If you walk in the front door, his dog will lead you to the studio.
That's so sick.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Like he'll look at you and be like,
Come on, let's go. Let's go record.
We're just gonna round it up. He'll sit right in the studio, right there, and just, he takes over the show, man. He takes everything. He's the mastermind. I kind of feel like it's a Ratatouille type deal thing where Starks is actually the producer and Ricky's just kind of being puppeted by him. You know, like,
it's a conspiracy theory we've always wanted but never fully realized. You know, I get it. So. But I've heard good things from Ricky. I've had friends go out and record with him. I've one of my favorite bands of all time, This or the Apocalypse. I feel like they never got enough love as they would do, unfortunately. But I love that band. So when anybody mentions them, I know that they are a true like musical lover of the tri-state area, because I'm also from Jersey as well. So like for me personally, like I've seen them play, you know, early on when I was like getting into the scene, and I was just like, man, this band's so cool. Like, I don't know, like I've always crossed paths with Ricky, but I've never personally talked with him. But I know he's a wonderful dude from what I've heard. You know, I've heard countless stories about him. So shout out to you, Ricky. Keep doing the good shit out there.
I think Hawk is I think he technically did what we did, like rebranded it, to Hawk.
But I mean, he's also an Ice 9, which is great too. So you know, I mean, this man doesn't sleep. So shout out to Ricky. Go check him out.
Hell no, he doesn't sleep.
He does not sleep.
That man does not sleep. Like legitimately does not sleep.
We were in the studio probably at 12 every day. Did not leave probably till close to 3 a.m. every day.
That's nuts. That's some dedication.
And then we were he's like, guys, I got a voice lesson. He'd be here about like 10:30, 12 o'clock maybe. And like I'm like, dude, when did you sleep? I didn't.
I'm always awake.
Like I never sleep.
He's like in a cryo chamber or something, you know. That's what I'm thinking. You know, we'll start. We don't want to start any conspiracy theories, Ricky, but you know, we can't help but think that's the case. So you know, maybe you'll have to come on and debunk some myths for me. But
he sent me. We were getting backtracks for our show we just played, and it was like 4 a.m. He sent them over. Just like we were having a small conversation.
The man that doesn't sleep, Ricky. Shout out to the guy.
Does not sleep.
Next question, guys. Another fun one. What have you guys been listening to recently? What's on the Spotify? What are you jamming to as of currently?
Mine's kind of always the same. It's kind of always the mic cam to use, stuff like that. As of newer stuff, I can get it. Recently I've been getting into like the MGK album that came out. At first I was like,
I feel
I think one of my favorites right now that's new is Girlfriends, who was at one point just I don't know if they were, but T Mills being like the first Little Peep that came out.
Ooh, okay, I didn't know that.
Mills, and he's singing in this, and it's amazing. It's so good. I love it. And then you got Youngblood, who's really good, but Girlfriend's probably my top right now. Right, I love jamming that. I want to do a tour with them so bad. That would be awesome.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, and Avril Lavigne is back. Yes.
Didn't I?
Every emo kid's crush.
That's 100% facts. Either that, or it's Haley Williams. I feel, you know, one of the two. Gabe, what do you got for us?
For me, I've been listening to the Wright brothers, and I've been listening to the Wright brothers.
Very interesting.
Prince Royce, Heroes Descendencio. So it's almost like Spanish cowboy shit. Young Jeezy. I've been listening to Jeezy a lot, and what's the other one I've been listening to? I've been listening to Evanescence too, like the old stuff.
Ooh, classics.
So it depends on the day, man. It depends on the day. But I've been listening to like a lot of stuff from like the 60s, the 70s. You know what I mean? Aretha Franklin. I've been listening to like all kinds of shit, man.
Wow.
When I'm home, I almost don't ever listen to music. I usually listen to music just in my car.
I feel that,
yeah. Even like if I'm on, I have a motorcycle, and when I ride that and I have Bluetooth and stuff, I don't even put music on in that because it's just like we're touring.
He lies.
And all that. I take a break from it.
He knows he puts AC/DC on when he's riding the motorcycle.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel like I believe. I feel like I would believe that, honestly. Like if I saw Mikey in New Jersey, I would believe that.
So would be good on a bike too.
Right before he goes, it's bang.
Yeah.
And he takes off.
I got you. Anyway, you guys have some really good recommendations, so guys, go check them out. I will listen. Honestly, you gave me the most wild recommendations that I've gotten thus far, so I feel like guys, go check them out because some of them were mucho good.
I highly recommend Girlfriends, man.
Oh, okay.
They are good.
I'm gonna have to check them out. I'll have to let you know what I think, Mikey. But the next question
is pretty good.
The next question, guys, another fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
Here we go. Go ahead, Mike. We have this conversation a lot.
My biggest one, I always wanted to cover this in a band, and it's You Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison by My Chemical Romance. Ooh. And my dream is to cover it with a guest vocal, because on that track, Burt McCracken is the guest vocal. Not many people realize that, and it blows my mind.
That is correct, yeah.
That many fans don't realize that's him. And I never realized it until I actually let the song finish before skipping to the next one. that laugh at the end, as soon as I heard it for the first time, I was like,
that's him. Yeah.
That's him. And so I always wanted to cover that song and maybe have find the right person to do that with us and perform it. And because I tell them all the time, I'm like, hey guys, so starting out even with MLC, one of my things was my chem's not around. Let's see if we can bring that back, be the next Jersey emo band, punk rock band or whatever. And so I was like, okay, let's see if we can find that used to our MCR.
I got you. Yeah.
And kind of like how they were back in the day. They were just those two. I mean, they had a falling out, but apparently we're supposed to see them two on tour soon. Hopefully. I have my tickets for their tour. I'm waiting.
Gabe, what's your answer, bud?
Man, I don't know. There's so many that I would like to cover. So I'm a family guy, so I want to say my family, my nieces and nephews, they've been asking me to cover Let It Go. Frozen, I think it would be, yeah, but you know what? Either something like that, or even one of these boy band songs, and turn it into something that we like. You know what I mean? Like bye bye bye.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Come on. If it wasn't, if it's not a song that's in our genre, I would have to say something like that, or the early R&B hip hop type stuff.
Yeah. To be honest with you, one song that I always wanted to cover was Backstreet's Back.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I
feel like that would be really great, especially if we did a music video for it. All of us in boy band outfits. Well, think about that. Nobody does that. Singing in the rain with wind blowing.
We'll do the dark version.
Yeah, the dark version. Yeah.
Did you realize that as well? Another Mike Hem fact here. The Beatles, they have Sgt. Pepper. Black Parade's just the black version of that.
That's. You blew my mind, Mikey. I didn't really honestly put those two things together, but now I think about it.
I collect a lot of MCR stuff.
I have. That wasn't evident. Yeah. I like that.
If he turns his camera to the right a little bit, you'll see a big Mike Hem poster thing back there too, and you see Mike Hem. Everything's Mike Hem behind him.
Literally. I have all the books from their tours of people who've been on there. Actually, my girlfriend's friend, her husband, was their merch guy on the Black Parade's tour. So when I met him, he was showing me all the memorabilia and stuff. I'm like, you're gonna kill me with a heart attack right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to your house and take all this stuff off your wall. I don't want to, because obviously we're on the internet and this could be incriminating evidence. But if there was an option to take it without legal ramifications, then I would take it.
Dude, he's got pictures he showed me from the Black Parade is Dead, and God. No one's ever seen. He doesn't have them posted. I think he had some type of thing where he couldn't post them or something. But I was
wild.
Cool. I saw these pictures.
That's so crazy. Well, that's awesome. Obviously, I like I want to be biased because I love my chem, obviously being from Jersey. But I feel like you guys could do a 90s pop hit super well. Yeah. I feel like that could be lit. I like that. So guys, if you have any suggestions for Misery, drop them in the comments. Specifically a 90s pop track. If not, we'll still love you.
Britney
but
Spears.
Extra points.
No, we already did Britney Spears back in the day, and Icy Stars did the exact same thing and released it before us. It's weird. No one ever believes us, but we covered what was the song called?
I'll look it up real quick. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, it was whatever this. I can't remember
It wasn't Toxic, was it?
No, that was Stag Lullaby.
That's not like Lullaby. That was it. Yeah.
So we covered it, and almost identically was what Icy Stars released. So we scrapped it.
It's Till the World Ends.
Yeah, that one, Till the World Ends. It was weird, but we did that already. I one of my favorites is Let Me Love You by Mario.
Ooh,
that's song.
I like that. I like that. I don't think anybody. I mean, not to my knowledge thus far. I don't think anybody's done that. So if I had to vote, I think I would choose that one. That one's like
that's a good one.
Classic.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Or I like Ray J One Wish too. Like I like that stuff.
God, yeah.
Ooh, song, man. The song, man. Cisco, who's done that? Nobody's done that.
I don't think anybody's done that. So, guys, weigh in on the comments. Whatever you would like to hear from Misery, drop them below. But next question, guys, another fun one as well. Favorite food to eat? What's your go-to?
I like pastas. I like pastas a lot, and spaghetti specifically. I'm also into like spicy stuff. Like I love hot sauces, peppers, all kinds. And
I got you.
So street corn, that's one. That's one of my favorite things to love.
That's what I was waiting for. I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Elotes, baby. Yeah.
Garden State Mall, Carlitos, the best tacos and street corn I've ever had in my entire life.
Okay, I'll have to keep that in the noggin. Gabe, what do you got for us?
Make tonkatsu, man. I love ramen. That and some pho. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I can eat that for the rest of my life. Huh?
Masuda Chow's in Buffalo.
Oh yeah. We went there. We went nuts. I had two. All right. So there's a thing about me and the rest of the guys. I'm the trash can of the whole band. I literally will order 2 entrees for myself. Damn. And then when everybody's not finished their stuff, I'll eat everybody's shit too. Yeah. Like that.
You point out, don't you love that we have the longest answers in the world for your questions?
Oh no, this is great. I love it. Honestly, the way that I just love how like organically conversations form. So I am totally cool with that. I am a ramen connoisseur myself. There's a place that's in this general New Jersey, PA area called Rayaki. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. You need to go. You need to fucking go to Rayaki if you haven't. That's the.
I go there all the time. They just opened one in Glassboro, New Jersey. I go there. I go to Cherry Hill. I know where they're all at. Yeah.
That was good.
That one's good too.
Yeah. I always get tonkatsu and the fried the grilled squid, man. I get like 9 of those things. And the teriyaki fry. I get teriyaki fries.
Oh, you gotta do it.
Yo, like I go nuts with it, man. And then at the end, I gotta end it with some mochi. Then I'll be alright. Then I'm good. That's my whole.
There we go.
Whole smorgasbord right there.
Well, we'll all have to collectively meet up at Rayaki at some point. So
I am so down. We're out. Let's do it.
We're gonna find each other on Facebook.
We're doing it for real. This is no joke. We'll do it. We'll do it. 100%. Next question, guys. If you could pick somebody to collaborate with on your next record, who would you want to have a feature of?
Gabe, you go first.
Dude. Oh, really?
Gabe's like, I don't want to go first.
The feature. I want to say Roddy Radke. He'll be one, and another for me would be Adam Lazzara, just because I always wanted to sing with him. And then my third would be Davey Havoc.
Wow, that would be my third. Keeping it straight emo. That's a flex. I like it.
Mine would be Burt McCracken. It's definitely one of them.
Oh, classic, yeah.
And then this one's kind of like they're both in the second place spot here. But Matt Good or Sonny Morse, a.k.a. Skrillex, from First to Last. That would be awesome. And then obviously either the Gerard Way or like a Frank Iero or even like Ray Toro coming in guitar on something. That would be amazing.
There we go, guys. Well, if you want to make that happen, you already know what to do. You got to take your phone out. You got to go to twitter.com and then you have to tag Misery and tag whoever they just mentioned, which is probably going to be my chem because, listen, as a New Jersey native, I would also like to see that happen. So if you want to tag my chem in that and then put collab ? Again, I'm not a legal scholar by any means, but I feel like that's like legally binding. Again, not 100% sure. Can't there's some gray area there. So if you want to make that happen, you know, they're already working on the track now for your guys' ears, you know, so just you know, keep your ears and eyes peeled. Maybe something soon will happen.
Yeah, I always
That'll be great.
I'm one of those people, I'm very adamant of like, I hate Jersey. Jersey sucks. Everybody hates Jersey, but you're only allowed to hate Jersey if you're from Jersey.
That's fair.
But at the same time, I'm one of those people. It's like, I gotta support Jersey like based thing. Jersey bands.
We gotta support all the nuclear power plants.
I'm all about keeping it Jersey, and because I am proud of where I come from, because it made me who I am.
Yeah.
But
then we also fucking hate it because it's New Jersey, you know?
Yeah.
I get you.
It's a dark, miserable place. I mean, why do you think DC Comics made Gotham City based off of Atlantic City? Like,
and why do you think there's so many emo bands that came out of New Jersey? Now you know why.
Yeah, that too. Like, you got Thursday. Thursday's another one.
Thursday is such a good band, bro. They're so underrated. I love Thursday. Love them.
See, I'm just trying to say there's a correlation between how much we fucking hate New Jersey and great emo bands. You know, I'm just trying to draw the line for you guys. You know, that's it. You know.
Oh, another really good one was Armor for Sleep.
Ah, classic. Yes, Armor for Sleep
Was so good.
I feel like them and Thursday are always like not as mentioned as New Jersey bands as like My Chem. Yeah, but they're
sad.
Big.
There's so many icons from Jersey that and I mean, as much as they deserve, but My Chem gets the most of it, and these other bands just kind of get like skimmed over. It's like, no, you're missing out, bro.
I think there's
a sea foam on top of the pond.
I feel like there's definitely subsections of people that really are just diehard fans for like Thursday or like Armor for Sleep. But yeah, I would agree. Anybody that mentions like emo music, they're like, oh yeah, you must like My Chem. And I'm like, well, I mean, obviously, because you know who doesn't love My Chem, but also at the same point, you know, you have other great, you know, emo New Jersey bands. So you know, guys, you gotta keep your eye out. And Misery, I feel like they're on the list here, so you gotta of sick emo, you know, New Jersey bands. So go check them out. But
thank you.
The next question, guys. If there was another musical instrument you could master, what would it be?
I started off on saxophone.
I knew it.
Ooh, okay.
But if I had to choose, I would love, and I don't think I can't get my limbs to do this shit, but I would love to be a drummer. I would love to learn drums.
Yep, I gotta figure this much. Gabe,
for me, I forget what that instrument is called, but it's that the Chinese instrument with the little fan pick. What is that called? That's like that.
I know.
And it has a whammy bar on it too. Like,
I want to say Mandarin, but I don't think it's a Mandarin.
No, not a Mandarin. It's like that. I love that instrument.
I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
I like the band The Who.
Yeah.
Like, I love them. Classics. So like I think he plays one, man, and it's badass. Like, I can just see myself around a fire just like, that's the shit I want to do, man. That would be something I would do. For real.
Again, you could be a blues artist.
That was the first instrument I ever played. So like the harmonica, I love the blues. I love B.B. King too. So like the Blues Brothers, I love that movie. But I like them as people too. Like there's so many like different things that I would just love. But harmonica would be one because like I feel like I could just throw on some dark sunglasses and just be in the corner like.
Is it this one?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah! I think it's that. Yeah.
What's that called?
I don't know.
You can't read the name?
It doesn't say.
It's like XY some shit.
It doesn't say what it is.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let me see. Is it?
I gotta grab a battery.
I cannot remember right now what this thing is called.
I'm looking at it. It is sick.
I love that thing.
Let me look. We're looking. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, for those of you that are in bands that might be checking this out, that want a good rig or want an orange cab and you can't afford it, Reverb, there's this brand. They make orange cabs any color you want, stuff like that. They're not orange, but they're basically the same material.
Oh wow.
I have orange, but I'm gonna be ordering. I'm gonna order 2 empty.
You getting that purple, boy?
Ooh, the purple would be cool. Is it? I don't know. I'd have to find it. I'll figure out what it is, and we'll throw the name up on the screen and post because we're gonna be looking forever
like a
for
little
this shit.
tag over Gabe's head. Oh yeah, remember.
Remember. This is what it is. Very cool. Mikey has continued the long-running tradition that guitar players just want to be drummers, because I've literally have asked that question to almost every guitar player for the past 5 years plus, and they've all said drums. So I feel like that's what it is. If I had to pick another instrument to learn, I would probably pick drums because I have no hand-feet coordination whatsoever. So I would agree to that. So I feel like,
I think
again,
it's also a lot of because there's guitarists everywhere
and not drummers, and there's never enough drummers.
Yeah, and bassists are everywhere. I mean, you don't even know how to play bass. Just pick it up and you're a bassist.
I feel that. I bought a bass. I literally bought a bass like a couple months ago in quarantine. Obviously, we're still in quarantine, but like I bought one to learn how to play bass. So I totally get that sentiment.
It's like I've been asked to try out for bass for things before in the past, and actually, when I met the old singer, that's what I started off, because the drummer we have now he started with that with me, and he was like, "Don't tell him you play guitar because we're trying to get this guy in on guitar." I was like, "Okay, I'm a bassist," and the whole time I hated it, and then he found out, got so pissed that no one told him that I played guitar for like 10 years.
Oh my god!
No, I viewed it as too easy, and I love to challenge myself. I'm like, 4 strings, give me 6.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, 8 strings.
And then I look at an 8 string, I'm like, nah.
Yeah,
dude, we just lost half of our following talking shit about basses, man.
I feel the 8-string guitar thing, because I thought exactly the same thing. I was like, oh, I have a bunch of 6 strings. I was like, 8-string, no big deal. I literally did not play my 8-string whatsoever, and I sold it because it just collected dust, and I was like, wow, this was an absolute waste. But I would love to learn how to play maybe 7-string, because I feel like that's that proper middle ground between like 8-string. I'm not toasting a bossy, but like 7-string, I feel like I could still make something really stupid heavy, but not like be like, this is an absolute like 2x4 that I'm holding in my hand.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with making fun of bassists. Mozart was making fun of bassists. So it's been a long age-old thing.
It's been a long joke.
Yeah. All right. So then, when you get when somebody comes at you like Funk Master or something comes at you, I'm gonna be like, look, man, I didn't say nothing.
I stayed out of this shit.
And the thing is, he's gonna slap the hell out of you because he already slapped that bass. So he can slap the paint on the wall, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that man will slap your face off. You won't have a facelift. So I respect the bass players.
In that case,
that's like saying, wait, hold up, wait. But isn't the cello something like a bass?
Yeah,
it is.
But that's one of the hardest instruments to master, though.
Bass guitar is what we're talking about.
It's 4 strings, man. It's 4 strings. Same kind of fret.
That is a cello.
That's what I just said. You can play a cello like this, and you can slap a cello. It's the same thing.
You're not wrong, but still.
Totally.
For all bassists out there listening to this, I do not discriminate.
Oh boy. If you are a bass player, please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whole 5-minute debacle. Anyway, guys, my next question, my personal favorite, I love asking it because I'm a nerd. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Oh,
I already knew. When anybody makes that face, I know I hit the nail on the head on the question.
There's a lot. I mean, it depends on like what kind of game you're talking about, and like, for example,
if you were yourself and you were to replace whatever character it is in that specific game, that's it.
If it's a superhero game, easily Venom or Spider-Man. Mortal Kombat, Scorpion. I mean, there's so many that go down a lot. Mega Man would be kind of cool, and then like there's a bunch. Me and Gabe both love. He loves Mega Man the most. But.
I love Mega Man and Sonic the Hedgehog. I love them both.
Ooh,
but who I would be, it depends. If I was pissed off, I would be Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Okay, or just me. I like Zidane from Final Fantasy IX. I am a Final Fantasy like freaking freak, dude. I got them all. I have them all.
I thought of one. The squirrel, Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day. I would love to be a fucking squirrel that could get drunk and fight teddy bears that pee on things.
I don't want to throw Gabe under the bus, but that might have been one of my favorite answers, Mikey. So
dude, they need to remaster Conker's Bad Fur Day. I just got it for N64 because I miss it so much.
Oh, that's so sick. Oh man.
Yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day was such a good.
Let me see if it's right here.
I will show Gabe this though real quick because he's a big Sonic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
there you go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I have a collectible Conker's Bad Fur Day hat I gotta give you.
Ooh, there we go.
I have a collectible hat. That's dope. You know what? Actually, too. I like Raziel from Soul Reaver.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, okay. I like him too. Like, because he was, how he was a vampire, but now he eats souls and shit instead of sucking blood. That's dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
Soul Calibur was a good one.
Ooh, yes, Soul Calibur. That's classic.
You would be Nightmare. No, actually, no. I don't feel like you'll be Nightmare. You'll be the Axe guy, whatever his name is. Rock.
Oh,
you'll be Rock.
I think it's Rock. Yeah.
My favorite. Sure. I can't remember their names, but my favorite. I'm pretty sure it was Soul Calibur. Was the dude. He looked like a samurai type dude, and he had like a lightsaber sword.
That's Mitsurugi.
Yeah, that's Mitsurugi. Yeah.
He was my favorite.
Mitsurugi. I would be Voldo. Just be like.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's another good one too.
That's a good one. We could talk about this all day. We could talk about this shit all day, every day. Listen. I was even thinking about, no lie, making a separate podcast where I just talk about video game shit because I'm a super dummy nerd about video games.
Call me up.
We'll have to. Maybe I'll have to wind up doing it. I gotta give a shout out to my boy up here, Godzilla. The man, the myth, the legend. He's carefully watching over this interview right now.
My chair's blocking it. My Disney Galaxy's Edge lightsaber.
That's like a custom saber, isn't it?
No, this one is the direct replica of Darth Vader's.
Ooh, that's clean. I like that. Getting dummy nerdy out here. If you're a nerd.
Oh, if you do that, you gotta have us too. And yes, AJ from Werewolves.
AJ from Werewolves. Shout out to AJ.
Is it werewolves or werewolves?
It's werewolves, like werewolves, but werewolves. Yeah, that man got a crazy collection though, man. He has a lot. He has a lot of stuff too.
I literally put away my collection because I'm moving, so I don't have. The only thing that I have on my desk right now is the Godzilla. I got Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Of course, I got the Ruler of Time, Dialga, because I'm a big Pokemon fan. I actually have like a Flygon figurine here. Obviously for all my anime fans, Zoids. Who doesn't love Zoids, Zoids, bro. That's
Zoids. There goes Mike with the venomous
Oh, yeah, I like it. And then I got, obviously, Kirby, because he's the god. Love that dude. And then I have, what else do I have here? I have, obviously, a little Vegeta figure, because who doesn't love DBZ? And, obviously, Pikachu, because, the GOAT. So. Ooh, I love that. There we go, guys. Well, again, thank you for filling my nerd needs here today on this Monday. Very cool.
Okay.
Next question, guys. Keep it music related because like I said, I could talk about video games all day, but we're here to talk about music stuff. If you were to create a musical dream tour, including Misery, who would be on it?
Well, everybody knows my number one pick by now.
But it's Hall & Oates.
Other than them, mine's gonna have to be. I'll change it up this time. I'll give you a different answer than I usually give everybody. One's gonna be the same, but probably gonna be like Queen. If Freddie
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Queen's one of my all-time favorites. Obviously, I mean that you can't get wrong with them.
Yeah.
And then probably like Scaring Kids would be awesome.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
They're great. And Let me give you a new one. Maybe Motley Crue or something like that. That'd be cool.
Ooh, that would be clean. I like that.
Like different time eras of everybody.
I'm digging that. I'm taking that. Gabe, what do you got for us?
I would say story of the year, the used, story of the year, the used, Atreyu would be awesome. You know what I mean? And
love Atreyu.
And you know what? And honestly, our homies from Werewolves, I love those guys. I have grown a love for those guys. Those guys are amazing.
I don't know if you saw, but Loudwire just put an article about them doing the Unholy Confessions cover. And
very cool.
Yeah,
they killed that. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out. I'll have to get back to you guys. But again, I'm sure it's great. That's a great track. You know, so I feel like I feel like if you're screaming the praises of it, then it has to be that good.
It's like down tuned and like it's a little heavier.
This is great. It's good. It's a little heavy, man, but that band is just great. They're good guys too. They're really good. Also, if I could bring anybody back, I would say Chester Bennington. I would love to play with Linkin Park. That would be sick. You know, just them doing the Meteora right there, or Hybrid Theory, man. Just it'll be great. That would be sick.
I feel that would be sick. That's like one of those bands that I'm like, man, I felt missed that I didn't get to see them, but I would have. What I would have given to have seen them live, it would have been awesome.
Yo, believe it or not, my second concert I ever went to was Atreyu, My Chem, Placebo, and Linkin Park at the in Camden.
Oh,
right. It was right after
the tour.
Never seen My Chem live yet, but back in, I want to say it was 06, I had tickets to the Taste of Chaos, where it was them and the Used.
Yes.
I believe it was Taste of Chaos. And something came up and I couldn't go. And to this day, I'm like, are you, why? Like,
well, fingers crossed, Mikey, that My Chem does the deed this year.
I finally got to see Atreyu at Warped Tour though. That was an all time like one of mine. I love them so much live, and I always saw their videos. And the last Warped Tour they had, it was here in Atlantic City, and I got to catch them there. That was awesome.
Man, that's wild. I don't know what this thing is. What is this? All right. I guess we have 5 minutes left here, which the last thing, the most important thing, guys, you know, tell about Misery, where they can find you on social media, what you guys have coming up in the next couple months, and anything else you'd like to plug or talk about.
You can find us misery.nj on Instagram, and then from there, link in our bio is our link tree. It has everything you can find on us there pretty much. YouTube, we also just opened up our own YouTube channel where we're going to post vlogs, all that studio updates bands don't do anymore. So we're doing that. We just posted one today, actually.
Very cool.
So that's in there. That's in the link tree as well. And then my personal is Mikey Misery on Instagram.
I'm Gabe Misery on Instagram as well.
So follow us, check us out.
And on the YouTube channel, we might do this thing. We might go ghost hunting soon.
Oh yeah.
October's coming.
Very into that.
So we might check out. Yeah, we might be like tapped.
I got one for us. I was watching Ghost Adventures the other night, and there's one in Colorado in Grand Junction. We're going to be there.
Let's go.
It's a hotel. So we're going to rent a room and stay there.
There we go, guys. Well, again, huge shout outs to Haley over at Revival. Go check out Misery.
Thanks, Haley. Love you,
if you haven't checked out Misery, again, I'm a New Jersey stan. You know, your boy loves New Jersey bands. So go check out Misery. All of the links will be below, especially their link tree. Please go subscribe to their YouTube channel. I know that feeling, so please go do that. It would be greatly appreciated. I'll leave, again, all links below. If you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. It goes a long way. Again, you already know the Twitter deal. Got to make that shit happen. My Chem, Misery, you know, listen. Manifest that shit. So let's get it rocking, and huge thanks to not only Gabe and Mikey of Misery for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having us, man.